And why the church collect tithes. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
or possibly he was never a thief at all and lost a hand in some other way. Next to him, on the left, lies a small woman thought to have been and known as the nun. But the true story here is the coffin set apart from the others and belonging to an 800-year-old mummy called the Crusader. Though it may be apocryphal, it is believed that he was a soldier who either died in the Crusades or returned and died shortly thereafter. This assumes that these were the Fourth Crusaders, the only ones that match with a date of 800 years old. Curiously, the Fourth Crusades turned into a kind of piratical free-for-all, ending in the sacking of Constantinople without the permission of the church. The Crusader was quite tall for the time, 6.5 feet tall, a giant back then, and his legs had been broken and folded up under him to fit him into the small coffin. His hands stretched out of the casket slightly, and visitors were once encouraged to give it a shake.
Oh my God. What in the
The
world?
crypt also holds the coffin of the Shear brothers, who were executed by the British, and as was discovered recently, drawn and quartered as well. For the rising of 1798, as well as mathematician William Rowan Hamilton, the many earls of Kenmare, and supposedly, though others claim him too, the remains of Robert Emmet, the Irish rebel killed by the British in 1803. The crypt is said to have been visited by a young Bram Stoker, inspiring a certain morbid streak that would later serve quite well for the author. And updated as of July 2023, the church is no longer open to visitors.
Oh man, we just missed it. Oh wait, hold on. And then, it reopened in September though.
Yeah, update
But
as of September 2023.
good, we just made it.
The church has reopened for visitors, but is restricted to Tuesdays and Thursdays with limited hours. Call before attempting to visit.
That's because they're refilling it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Are we still allowed to shake the mummy's hand?
The dead guy's hand, right? They're like, we're putting new dead guys in, and this just in, we're updating. We're updating.
We're refurbishing.
Oh my
We're
God.
bringing in new stock.
That's when you get to choose which side you would like to go in. You go in on the left or you go in on the right? You go in on the left, you don't come out though.
Yeah, but how are they getting the bodies? You know,
right.
This is Ireland. I mean,
what do you have to do the other days of the week? You know you're restocking. Come on now.
yeah.
That's probably good for it too.
Like,
I mean, that's a good cover, right?
I hope Rapid doesn't. Oh wait, Rapid Scottish. Never mind. Don't worry about it. I was ready to say, hope Rapid's not listening to this, but he's
I
Scottish.
called him Rapid and Retro. Is it the same?
No,
Is
Retro.
Game?
Retro is Retro Cheats. Now, Rapid is Rapid Glitch.
And then he does retro gaming though.
Yeah, he does retro gaming.
That's what had me thrown because he uses the name Retro in his for his channel and stuff. And then and so but his name is Rapid. So I kept calling him I know his name is Rapid. That's why nostalgia was easier for me because I remember us discussing how it used to be nostalgia, and then you got used to it, and then as soon as you got used to it, he turned it to Rapid, and then so that's why you were calling it nostalgia.
See these caskets?
Yeah, no, they look at how fancy they are. They look like Jack in the Boxes. Or if you ever been to a magician show,
yeah, these weren't peasants. These definitely weren't peasants.
But
Yeah.
even rich people now, they don't put that much detail and attention to a
Well,
casket. It might be expensive.
rich people back then did. I mean,
Yeah,
you got to remember it was all about show back then. They,
true.
I mean,
People got
they
buried with their.
they hired people to cry at their weddings or their funerals.
Oh man, hold up a sign. Cry now.
Yeah.
Used to cry.
And
I'm so
there's
funny. Oh, this is the
yeah, there's the passageway.
look. This whole bottom jaw is just like this new bottom.
This be this oh there's the three caskets right there. See that?
Yeah, which one is the one Christina was supposed to take?
The one on the right is freaking the unknown. That would probably be this one. And then there's the nun.
Oh.
And wait, no,
The thief is in the middle and the nut on the other side.
yeah, the thief is in the middle. And right there, you can see his hand is gone.
And then the little one, that's
That would probably be the big guy who had to have his legs chopped up or folded up to be put in there. What do you think about that? You think somebody should do that to another person if they're too tall? Just break their
chop.
legs.
No, I don't really think that'd go well. It's probably some type of feeling of inferior, especially if the person was still alive. It's like, oh, are you jealous that you're not that tall? Poor little baby.
No, we're
That's
not
so-
talking. We're not talking about when
But,
they're alive, man.
no, just get a shoehorn, get a casket horn. I imagine like how there's a shoehorn and stuff shoes, even though most people don't use shoehorns to stretch shoes. I do still, but you could get a casket horn. Do they not custom size caskets now? They do custom sizes now. What is that? A fish? No.
That's the entrance way.
See, that looks like the old school basements. I used to have to go out, and my grandma used to have that like attached to her house like that. That's how you go outside to get it. That's how you go in her basement. But see, this isn't making sense because you said one of the guys had their legs folded. But what about the nun? I thought there's a little body that was the nun. There was a thief, and then there was the unknown lady. So I don't.
This is the close. This is a closer one and a better shot of it. So, like right here, you can see this guy's got really long legs, but this one,
Look at the hand. You can see the hand is right there.
yeah. Now he's the one that I guess shook your hand, wasn't he?
I thought hair continues to grow as you die. I thought people could really long hair, really long fingernails.
You're putting your finger over the phone again.
Oh, I said they don't get really long hair and really long fingernails. I thought hair keeps growing and so do fingernails. That's not true.
Well, you got to remember how many hundreds of years. Like,
Oh,
he's supposed to be like 800 years dead. I mean,
yeah, eventually, eventually that species. That makes sense then.
the hair is gonna go.
I wonder why
away.
they don't use dead people's. Oh, because you're not allowed to dig them up. Must they use their hair for wigs and stuff as opposed to like horses and everything?
Uh-huh. You imagine the people who use hair club for men today, man, when they die. They're gonna have like hair growing in their caskets and stuff. It's so crazy.
Well, do you see with hair plugs? With hair plugs, the hair grow. Does hair grow back like through a plug? And so they put plugs of hair inside the head, and then hair grows from those plugs. Or is it going to have to stay the same size? Like that hair never grows a different size. Once you get it plugged, that's the size hair you have, and you get the rest of your hair cut, but not the plug. Or do hair plugs grow too?
Yeah, but you hear the implications I'm saying about the freaking hair club for men where it grows from their skull naturally?
I thought that it was something different. I thought hair club for men. Oh, Rogaine, like Rogaine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now think about
They
this.
have that for women too.
Think about this. Archaeologists are going to freaking dig these guys up like 2,000 years from now, and all they're going to find is a big freaking hairball. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only thing that's going to survive is their hair.
That'll be wild. I wonder if that's true. I wish we could. Well, see, you never be able to know. So, okay, how come archaeologists are allowed to dig up stuff like this and find stuff like this, or even just other places? But like, if they were to go to a cemetery, they're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to dig up dead people. Like, it's illegal. We know that part. So how come there's some permissions granted to be able to dig up dead people?
There's some places that don't do it. Like there's Indian tribes out in the west that still refuse to allow archaeologists to go in and excavate because they say it disrespects their ancestors.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was the overall consensus. Oh, look how pretty.
Yeah.
The one in the middle. Let me take a picture. This is so pretty, especially that one in the middle. I want to have all of them, but then I'll just zoom them in so I can have them separate.
Atlas Obscura user.
But they both said that. All of those, see, Atlas Obscure, all of that says that. Wonder what
Mhm.
these says. Oh, these are the shares, the brothers, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
most likely, yeah.
That's what it says, the shares. I went to school with a guy named Brian Shares. I wonder if he was his reincarnate.
Death Mask. Theobald Wolf Tone.
But why? Why is it a death mask? What like what
Death
is this?
masks were popular. They used them a lot, and they used them for like thousands of years. I don't think they stopped using them until maybe like 200 years ago.
For
Maybe
what though? What do you do with it?
you put people's you put these masks on people's faces when you bury them.
Come
It,
on.
it was common. If you had the money to do it, that was like you were a cream of the crop, man. You had the money, and it showed power because you were being buried with that face mask on.
Hmm.
So
I just think it's funny that even in death, they attempt to show power. Like how
hmm
many? Like, I mean, like how many people are really gonna go down there to see you? Like type thing. I don't know. It's just interesting. Interesting mindset.
yeah, see that got two skulls.
What is that? Oh, that's the same. That's just a different version of what we saw with the three bodies, or is it a different one too?
And then the two skulls are sitting
I,
over here on the side.
mm-hmm.
See right there.
Oh, yeah, that is the same one. That's not the same picture. That one was a different one.
Yeah, it's
Go.
from a different angle. See right here.
Yeah, but this one's like a curve. The other one's on a straight. And look at that ledge at the top, and then you know what I mean. There's no ledge over here. There's no anything under. There's a
Yeah, that's actually nice wood too on the casket, or they're on a casket.
casket.
And this
So
one,
how come that casket's closed and these ones are open? Yeah, this is
yeah,
on the bottom. It looks like that's on a wood ledge or something like that.
yeah,
And they said they don't know. Like I just imagine if it was methane gas, would it not burn? Like, isn't it a possibility to catch on fire? When someone goes down there and smokes a cigarette, would the whole thing not blow up? I just don't imagine it being on methane gas.
and see right here. This is another picture of the first two. So you're right. They weren't the same ones. This is
Yes.
better lighting.
And I wonder what makes skulls look different. Like, what would make a darker skull versus a lighter skull? And then look, are there any difference in the bone structure? There is, because look at his nose, look at his nose, look at their eyes, look at their eyes. So you would think skulls would have basically common structure and would be more similar than different. Head shape's completely different. His head is more of a helmet shape. His more of a wider shape. And then where the ears would go, this one on the right hardly has any. This one on the left, you can see where the ear indentations are, and like it's just different. Like they're different. You would think a
hmm
skull would be like way more similar, and not very many differences.
Now
It's interesting to see as well.
this one could have more wear and tear on it too. Like you can see over here, this has a certain amount of darkness, but I,
Yeah,
like it,
it's
it look
still white.
it's
Hmm.
still got that whitish
Like
thing to it.
fresh, yeah, fresher, yeah. So maybe that's a. Oh, but see, then if that's the case, then are we still adding bodies? Why would one be different than the other if this is not all in a certain amount of time for you know? What I
Yeah.
mean, we're no longer putting the bodies here, so why would it not be
The,
similar decay?
now you got to realize too when it was actually going on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were probably adding bodies in. You know, and if you remember, well, like the article itself starts out that it was for Vikings, but then it started going down into other subjects, and they never mentioned the Vikings again.